Hello guys, and welcome to another Red Life Studio episode. Please subscribe and give me a like, and share my videos if you're enjoying them. Also, feel free to leave me a comment below. Now let's begin with today's stories.
I found out my fiance has a whole other family in life. To start this off, sorry if this feels rushed as I'm writing this sitting in my car of a Walmart parking lot. My fiance and I had been together for 7 years. He's much older than me as I met him underage at a club. He has just turned 30 and I'm currently 23, and even though our relationship had always been quite rocky, nothing ever occurred as suspicious. Throughout my fiance and I's relationship, we had always been very honest with each other, and I know that sounds stupid and gullible according to the situation I'm currently in, but it's true. Me and my fiance were always by each other's sides. We even have a rented apartment together. Of course, there had been a few situations where I had caught him sneaking out the house, but I had never ever thought about it, not until now as all the lines connect. Whenever I caught my fiancé doing something out of the ordinary, he would always have a lie. For example, when he was supposed to take a work trip to one place and he ended up in another, he had said there was a miscommunication and that I heard it wrong, or when I catch him sneaking out he would say he would go out for a cigarette. He's a pretty regular smoker, so I believed that and I wouldn't let him smoke in the balcony as I despised the smell of them. One time, I had wanted to surprise my fiancé at work for Valentine's Day, but the receptionist told me he called in sick. 2 hours later I get a phone call saying he was picking up gifts for me. I'm not too sure if his workplace was in on it or if this entire time it was bluntly in front of me, but I was too stupid to realize. Despite how smart he is and how this all turned into, the way I found out was the stupidest way. He had a second phone, which I should have seen coming. I was cleaning the house while he was out and I felt a vibrate, right under the mattress. I unzipped the bedsheets and right there it was, a brand new stupid phone with a family as the wallpaper and 20-something missed phone calls from a lattice name with a red heart next to it. I don't exactly remember this moment as it's just a fat blur now, but all I remember feeling is nauseous and feeling my heart drop. At first I wanted to believe the odds. It could have been his family or relatives that I had never met, or I could have just been the other woman all along. All I did was turn off the phone, put it back in the mattress and go back right to cleaning. I just wanted the silence of it all and wanted to pretend I imagined it, but I didn't. That was the day I smoked for the first time. And I don't know if you count it as smoking when all I did was watch the cigarettes slowly burn to ash. I cried myself to bed on the couch, pretty cliche, but it had to be done. I truly felt that this man was the man I was going to spend the last days with. I wanted to have a child with him and watch my child grow old and take care of us when we're in diapers and our teeth fall out, but I couldn't. There was a big part of me that wanted to keep this a big secret and keep going with life. But I knew that if I truly wanted to be happy that I would just have to confront him. And so I did. The night he came home he woke me up asking what happened, why am I asleep, and why was there a cigarette on the dining table. He had asked me what's wrong, and once he did, I walked straight to the bedroom to the mattress. I saw his eyes widen and I could tell he knew. He went on to explain himself and all I could do was cry. So many years wasted and so much gone. All I could do was stare while he talked and attempted to explain himself. Finally, once I asked who she was and he explained that he had met her a year after meeting me, that's where he was gone when he would go on work trips, he was just going to visit his family. I said alright and I packed a bag. He asked where I was going and I would just ignore him. I went to move in with my mother and explained her the situation. She said she never liked him and that explains what happened. This happened a week ago and I'm going to talk to him when the time's right, as I explained to him that I couldn't as of right now. Fortunately he understood, and all I'm doing right now is looking into what I can do. I'm doing fine for the most part, but I might go into therapy, as it has caused a milestone on my mental health. I felt as I had to get this off my chest, as most of my life was dedicated to him and I had lost all of my friends due to it. Thank you for reading this and I appreciate it. Update: yesterday was a Wednesday, which I had decided to message his wife on Facebook. She lived in the state an hour away and offered to drive herself over here so we could have a conversation about this whole thing. Once she had arrived, she had told me that she knew about all of this the entire time, but didn't have the guts to tell me or to remove herself from the situation. Fortunately, I kept my cool and didn't manage to get angry at the situation. I also felt sort of bad for her, as she had let me know that she also was 16 when she had first met my ex-fiancé. I encouraged her to try and get a divorce, but she doesn't feel the need to. I'm not sure on what quite to do, as I feel like she's just dug herself a hole that she cannot get out of. However, she's a responsible adult and she can pick her own choices. However, I still feel the need to stay in contact with her. Another update: me and my ex-fiancé also met up in person so we could pick up our things from the apartment and discuss finance. Our original plan was for one of us to rent out the apartment, however we both felt we didn't have to. We've cut off the engagement and I'm hoping to lose contact with him very soon. Story 2. I found out my fiancé has a work wife. My fiancé, 21M, got a new job 5 months ago at an expensive bar hotel restaurant as a waiter. I, 21F, work as a freelance artist and take commissions to make consistent money. He is the breadwinner. The tips he makes from his job are much more than the average for his career path and can comfortably pay the bills. I know a lot of his coworkers as I visit him from time to time if I'm not working. He'll introduce me to them and they'll express how much they've heard about me. It always seemed that he has a very respectful and normal relationship with all of them. A few days ago, I popped in on a surprise visit to see him while he works. I caught him talking to a girl serving drinks at the bar, and when he saw me he quickly dropped the conversation and sat me down at a table far away from that area of the restaurant. It wasn't that odd at the time, but I did catch myself wondering later that night who she could be and why he decided their conversation couldn't have been had in front of me. I asked him about it the next day and he said her name was Corinne and she was new and shy around people. He just didn't want to freak her out. Okay. Not that believable, but I love him so I won't question it. Yesterday I visited him again without telling him ahead of time. This time he told me now was not a good time and to just go home. He told me it was rush hour. I went home and immediately started going through his messages on his computer. His phone iMessage is connected to his MacBook. I searched her name in conversations and found a message from a few weeks back. "You're so cool, Corinne," from my fiancé. Her contact name was set to work wife. I know it's wrong, but I just kept reading. Their messages consisted of friendly chatting almost every day. Nothing inherently romantic, but still emotionally intimate. He had shared information about his childhood trauma to her, which he had told me he only wanted me to know. I suspect emotional cheating at best and physical cheating at worst. I haven't spoken to him yet about it. However, I already know this won't end in a wedding. Not between us, at least. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.